There's the fun Zoom lady, and here we are sharing space with Grandmother Kaarina. My name is Wyld, and we are stepping into this small pod this evening to investigate the map of initiation. Oh, excellent, Carrie. You can hear every few words. Oh, I understand. Well, we are recording it, so if at any time you need to pop off, that is totally understandable. Um, hmm. Yeah, so I'm just going to tune in here for just a few moments. And wherever you are in the world watching this recording, and for those who are here present, just allowing ourselves to feel our feet, feeling the connection, whatever we are touching underneath us, knowing that whether it's the first floor or the 27th floor, it is connected in some way to the earth beneath us, that we are always connected. And knowing that there is no such thing as space and time in the quantum field. And so, even as you are watching this replay, you are present here in this circle with us in this now moment. And settling into your system, feeling your bones align as you find foundation and a place that feels strong in your body. Breathing in deep and wide, and inviting in the fire of initiation, inviting that heat into your system. It is that heat that helps to burn away the old version of ourselves to make space for the new version that is emerging. And as you feel settled, settling in, and taking your time, I'm just going to slowly open my eyes and offer some language and some words around this map of initiation. And you can choose to take it in with eyes closed or eyes open. All is welcome in this sweet, intimate circle. And in my short lifetime, I feel I have been gifted this map of initiation from Great Mystery herself. It feels important to note that we are always moving through initiations. We are always moving through cycles, just as this sweet earth, Mama Gaia, moves through her seasons. We are always moving through ages and stages. We are always dying and being reborn in some fashion. And so, this map of initiation is not anything new, and it is nothing personal to me. I am simply putting words to my lived experience. And for myself, it feels as though this wave of initiation, this spiral that we are always moving through as we go inward deeper and deeper to our core essence, which is the purpose of a lifetime, moving us through from our beautiful, precious inner child into the becoming elder we are always blossoming into. This wave feels like it has steps and stages within the initiation process itself. And once I began to recognize and participate in these steps, I felt my initiations become much smoother and more accessible to my mind. And so I would like to offer these 5 steps to you to see if they land in your bones and feel just right. And so for me, the first step, the first stage in an initiation is acknowledgement. Really acknowledging that something is profoundly changing in our lives. This is often revolving around a death process, either the death of an ego character, a death of a persona, a death of a job or a relationship, or sometimes it's just the death of our preferences as life happens to us and with us. And it is so humorous how often we will try to resist the acknowledgement of these changes as though we can stop life in its tracks. Yeah, we resist even acknowledging that we are changing.
Mhm.
We resist what is naturally unfolding and what always naturally unfolds. If we were to truly tune into the world around us and watch the animals and the plants and the birds, we would understand intuitively that these changes are happening and there is no need to resist. So, step one is this acknowledgement piece. We allow ourselves to name what is. Once we name it, once we claim it, once we own that this is happening without resistance, we can then move into stage two, which is investigate. We allow ourselves the spaciousness to be curious. Why was I resisting acknowledging this thing that is so evident now that I have given it space in my life? Where are my attachments to what is dying? What piece of my childhood was holding me hostage to that old version? Where are my own personal pain points in this process? Can I get curious? Can I give them space? Can I ask myself those questions and develop a deeper level of self intimacy than I had previously? This can be a really fun stage if we allow it to be. And I want to impart this into this experience that initiation, yes, it can be big, it can be heavy, it can have all sorts of grief and feelings, but it can also be fun. It can be exciting to allow old, outdated versions of ourselves to die and pass away. It can be exciting to rename ourselves. It can be exciting to breathe into that fear of loss and actually step into the empowerment of being the creatrix in our lives, where we are meeting that chaos head on and holding hands with her and saying, okay, let's shake it up. Let's release. Let's do this thing and see what's on the other side. So, really investigating with this sensation of playfulness has been super supportive in my personal journey. And so that gives us the momentum as we're moving up to the initiation process itself, which to me feels like the apex of a wave, of light. It feels like the very tip top before we start coming back down to our normal frequency. So the initiation phase, where we change our vibration, where we begin to step into a new way of being in these animal bodies that is lighter, that is more free, and has a different level of purity because we've done this work moving up to the initiation process. And so we step into stage three, the initiation. And for me, this is the place where we create an event, a moment in space time where we are actively telling our psyche, we are actively telling ourselves, mind, body, heart, and soul, I am no longer this, I am now this. And that feels really poignant to me that we gift ourselves the honoring of that moment. Because in that moment, we experience the gratitude of all that was, and we allow ourselves the digestion of all that was. We skip that initiation, if we skip taking that ceremony space, we enter into the final two stages feeling completely ungrounded and fighting our own ego because
Mm,
we're resting in confusion rather than power.
mm,
Hmm. And I also want to plant the seed that initiations for me are those times in life where we are actively and potently praying for ourselves, for our relations,
mhm,
and that we equally deserve that amount of attention and honoring and love. And these are the times that we can gift to ourselves. And these are the times that our people knew of. My people knew how to do these. There
mhm,
were initiation processes for births of children, for entering fertility, for entering our death phases.
mhm.
There were rituals, and I know that they are still in my bones. And I know that they are still in your bones as well. Hmm. And so we step into the last two phases. And for myself, I feel like these are critical pieces that aren't often spoken about or given enough attention, particularly when it comes to peak experiences or these transformational times that really shake us up. And in
Mhm,
particular, I'm kind of speaking about plant medicine. Like
mhm,
I'm putting out a prayer and a call to all of our medicine carriers to start bringing in more of this phase four, which is integration.
mhm. Yeah.
Really really bringing in more concise and thoughtful processes to allow people the opportunity to digest these transformational times, these initiations. And that's for me what plant medicine is. Every single plant medicine journey is an initiation. It is a gift from the plant beings to help elevate me into my next experience. And it requires a little bit of time and space.
Mhm,
Integration requires time and space. It requires witnessing. It requires reflection. It requires support.
mhm,
It requires feeling ourselves and knowing ourselves because of the holding that we receive from our people and from the things we set in place to support ourselves, mind, body, heart, and soul. Yeah, so I really want to offer that question as you consider your own initiation processes moving forward. This is the piece I am still learning in my own life. How do I support my body? What nutrition do I need? What relaxation do I need? What connection do I need? What kind of touch do I need after I have a major experience that expands me beyond my current container?
mhm,
What does my heart need? What elders do I need to sit with? How much crying do I need to do? How much journaling is required? How many conversations do I need? And can I invite those things in for myself before I'm in true need of them, but actually systematically create a journey for myself as an initiate so that I know I will be as grounded as possible through the process?
mhm,
What will my mind need? Can I feel into how my mind might need rest? Do I need to adjust my work schedule? Do I need to adjust the amount of family duties that I have for a moon cycle? What what might really support my mind in adjusting to my new way of being? And then always and forever tuning into my soul, tuning into higher self. What information, what requests are made for me in this integration phase so that I am moving at a pace that is both sustainable and edgy. So I think that is also really an important moment. We can get complacent in the integration phase. We,
mhm,
we can get into it and have ourselves blown open and spend days, weeks, months, years in that blown open phase without continuing to shoot the arrow of our hearts ever forward in service to the planet and to our people.
mhm.
So keeping that forever in mind. This is not an end goal. We are still on the spiral. We're still always and forever on the journey. And we want to keep that momentum moving. And it is that momentum that, for me, brings me into the fifth phase, which is activate. We
Mhm.
activate and embody this new vision, this new version, this new frequency of who we are. And we start to live from that place, even if it doesn't feel wholly true yet.
Mhm.
We step into it. We might be a little messy. We might make mistakes and
Mhm.
fuck up and have to go back and repair. And that's fine. It's okay. We're messy humans. It's not a problem.
Mhm. Mhm.
But if we don't fully step into this activate phase and embody this new version, oh, the monkey mind loves to take us back on those loops. We'll get right back on that hayride in the mind, and suddenly we're like, whoa, I'm in this problem yet again. What just happened? So, stepping in, I would even add into activate this idea of integrity, finding the thread of integrity that this new version of you is now intertwined with, and
Mhm.
beginning to live from that place.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that feels like a very sweet and succinct synopsis of the map that
Mhm.
I've been working with. And I would love to welcome any questions that are present or any discussions or where either of you might be on this map currently.
Carrie, do you want to do a chat and let us know if you have an inquiry? Let's see if she shows up.
Yeah.
All right, so it's not forthcoming, but I'm totally, really wanting to encourage her
Absolutely.
voice.
Absolutely.
So I know who this is going to. So I just want to share a couple of things. So I thank you so much for the synopsis because you just took me through it all over again.
Mm,
I saw my path. I've seen my path since the 90s as a path of initiation. And I've known from the thank goddess to the Tibetans that I am an initiate in this lifetime. And
mm,
that those that are attracted to my bundle and attracted to my circles also have that predisposition to being an initiate.
mm.
And I want to add a word that I added to the description for Co-Crea Vitalitas is the activation yields an opportunity to advocate,
Ooh, yes.
to advocate. And what I'm really nourishing and nurturing is get out of advocating for being a good wife or a good husband or a good kid or avoiding being a bad kid and being messy. Advocate for nature, advocate for the trees. So Carrie has chosen the ocean. She's going to advocate for the ocean because where they live in Newport Beach is right on the ocean. So, I
Mhm.
mean, I am the spirit grandmother of Wolfie, her son. So I advocate like Wolfie for recycling. Like everybody ought to check that out. And what are they putting in the garbage? My granddaughter's like that. She did a nature pee behind Guido's little cafe the other day when I had her with me. And because my advocation for her is to integrate. And if you have to pee and I feel her little thighs squeezing, I say, okay, nature pee, go behind a bush, go behind a building, go behind my car door and pee. And
Mhm.
it's like, do not wait. So that activation to advocating is an advocating of love in action. And these are missiles of love and they are the bullets of truth. I'm just going to use that weaponry language because I've been really working on that. Is to recognize that we're coming from war. We're coming from the greatest fear on that this planet has ever experienced. And the fear is that there's insanity that potentially could press a button and blow everything up.
Mhm.
And so initiation is the path of advocating for a deep peace, not judgment, not protesting, not saying, fuck that, don't press that fucking button and you're an asshole. It's not about that.
Mhm.
The advocacy of integrity is you are my son. You are my grandson. You are my granddaughter. You're from another family mother line, but at the very root, we're from the roots of the same tree. And so the path of initiation takes me to the roots of the prophecies, takes me to the roots of the beginning of this is the ending of endings. This is the ending of all of that, all those memes and echoes of conflict, because it returns me to my waiver form. And it says, Kaariine, you agreed to this. I don't have any choice anymore. And I want people who are listening to this recording in this quantum biofield around planet Earth to recognize that every particle is still there simply to be dissolved. Every belief is a series of little signatures of symbols that if we unpack that belief, we can get to the nothing of that belief. And so in the path of initiation and what you're offering to us in the integrity of the jaguar, even before the jaguar, there was nothing. There was an intention that came in through the nothingness to bring all of those little particles together to create something that we call the feline nature of the jaguar. Wow, that's it. So we in our human form are really young relative to our ancestors. We are so young. And the greatest rite of passage is, and I love what you said about ages and stages, is that there is an ending. So I used to live by 7-year cycles. Then it was 9-year cycles. Then I met Abuela, and she said to me, and the Nana and Tata from Guatemala said, we live 13-year cycles. So if we start recognizing that there are celebrations of our birthing day, there needs to also be a celebration of our conception day, and understand that 9 months back was an initiation to the beginning of our life, but in that there's lots of endings. We don't have to keep perpetrating the violence done to us. We need to recognize there was purpose and there was lesson and there was teaching. And that's the study of my review. That's the study of my life story. And that brings me to integrity. It brings me to what I call the leopard. I don't change my spots no matter what. If I'm sitting in front of the, this is funny. If I'm sitting in front of my LinkedIn site and I see Justin Trudeau right underneath my picture, and my picture is like whew, blowing a wind of change, and his vice prime minister is, her picture is right beside, and we're underneath the realm of the faculty of education, I'm going like, okay, I'm the wind of change blowing through education right across Canada. Like, let that be so. Let's not minimize who we are. Rite of passage, initiation require emptying and severing. And this is the emptying of that skull. This is the emptying of that brain and all those little synapses that go, just if we take one word that beautiful Wildly offered tonight and then add integrity at the very end, that's the outcome of crossing the bridge. That's the outcome of emptying. That's the outcome of not arguing, denying, or defending. That's the outcome. So that's where I'm sitting. I'm going to squeeze my little butt cheeks here and bounce my bum and stay playful about that. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Carrie, do you have anything that you would like to drop into the field here betwixt and between? We have about 3 minutes.
Can you chat her an inquiry and see if she can? She's a very kinesthetic learner. She has like, she's very slow to let it go in her body and then come up. I think she just texted me.
Well, hopefully she will watch the recording and get something from it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So since she is not responding, I might just stop the recording.
Perfect.